Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're doing our Championship Game Week 28 predictions. It's going to be mental, and let's just see what happens because it's the Championship. Surprises will happen. Let's start off with the first game being Bristol City versus Cardiff City, the two cities. This is on Saturday at 12:30, the early kickoff. And Bristol City, they look alright, you know, with us. They just lose us Fulham 6-2, but you know, they don't look too bad. You know, Bristol City have fallen off the ranks a lot, and we all accept that now. And Cardiff City, what happened to them? They're literally the two teams in Wales who are doing dreadful. Fulham, Swansea, and Cardiff City are doing dreadful. But Bristol City are at home. It's going to be a close game. I don't actually know. I'm going to back a Bristol City here. 1-0 Bristol City. They have enough in the tank. And yeah. Moving on to Nottingham Forest versus Derby County. And it's going to be an interesting game. You know, Derby County on brilliant, blistering form. And Nottingham Forest sitting in 10th at the moment. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Nottingham Forest, they don't look too bad. They're on the same points as Cov. They're only about 5 points off playoffs. Who knows? Who knows? I'm going to back Nottingham Forest here. 1-0. It's going to be... I don't want that to happen, of course, but I just see it happening. Moving on to Sheffield United versus Luton Town, and it's going to be a fascinating fixture. Sheffield United just getting a loss to Derby 2-0, and then they drew 2-2 to Preston North End from 2-0 up with when Preston are down to 10. Embarrassing for Sheffield United. But you know, Luton Town just getting a 3-2 win over Bournemouth, and they're sitting 11th right now, and Sheffield United 12th. Sheffield United win, they go ahead of Luton. It's that simple. I'm going to back a 2-2 draw. If both teams have got goals in them, you can tell by the last game. Sheffield United scoring 2 and Luton scoring 3. So I think goals for glory here. 4-goal thriller. Sheffield United 2, Luton Town 2. Moving on to Swansea City versus Preston North End. Swansea don't look all too bad. But it's gonna be fascinating, isn't it? You know, Preston somehow coming back after being 2-0 down against Sheffield United. It's unreal. But Swansea, what's happened to them this season? They've had a downfall and a half. It's been embarrassing for them. I can just see one winner here, and that's Preston North End. Swansea City 0, Preston North End 2. They just have enough quality in them, I think. Moving on to Reading versus Huddersfield. You know, Reading, they look woeful. They just keep losing games. Not been the best, is it? But you know, Reading just losing 2-0 to Luton Town. So Luton Town did just play, didn't they? So yeah, they just played Reading 2-0. But yeah, it's gonna be fascinating. Huddersfield Town just climbing out. They're not in the playoffs anymore. They used to be in playoffs, they're not anymore. Middlesbrough have taken that spot. It's gonna be so tight. I'm just gonna back. I want a Reading win, but I can see Huddersfield win 2-1 Huddersfield Town. It's frustrating because why do Huddersfield have such easy games? You'll see in my preview how many tough games you have, and our next 3 games are tough. And I won't tell you them because you'll find out in the preview, but it's going to be tough. Moving on to Blackpool versus Millwall. It's a bit of a mid-table clash, isn't it? You know, Millwall 13th at the moment, Blackpool in 15th. It's not that fascinating of a game. It's pretty much got a 1-1, 2-1 written all over it. Gonna go 2-1 to Blackpool. Millwall just... What's going on with Millwall now? What's going on with Millwall? They don't know they don't know what's hit them. They've had a poor run of form. And Millwall, they're just slipping down the table. They're having a dreadful season. Moving on to Coventry City versus QPR. Oh, this is tough. This literally gives away my preview prediction, but such a tough game. We're at home at the CBS Arena. What can I say? QPR, they're fourth, we're ninth. A win would be massive. We need a win, and we're going to back a win. 2-1 Coventry. Come on, Sky Blue Army. Sky Blue Army. Sky Blue Army. It's going to be so tough. And QPR don't look too bad. Oh, God. I'm just praying. You'll hear it all in the preview, what I've got to say. I'm just praying at this rate, at this moment. I'm nervous, man. Moving on to Stoke City versus Fulham, and that sort of game just gives me a little bit of hope. If we do beat QPR, we overtake Stoke City. I'm praying for them win. I'm praying for them get their goals under the radar here and just thrash Stoke. Gives their goal difference a bit of a wiping because we got them on Tuesday. So the reaction for the Coventry QPR will probably come out on Saturday or Sunday, and then the preview will be on Monday. But I'm pantsing it now. I'm worried. Stoke. Fulham have to win. 2-0 Fulham. 2-0 Fulham. Come on, Fulham. But yeah, I'm never celebrated. I'm never ever celebrating Fulham, but I just want Fulham to win today for some reason. Well, you can tell why. Moving on to West Brom versus Peterborough United, and Peterborough United's getting a 4-1 dumping by Cov. Simple as that. West Brom losing to QPR, two teams who lost last week. Dreadful. Oh, what can I say? West Brom, their run of form has been dreadful. They don't really know how to win games anymore. Peterborough in the relegation zone for a reason. It's going to be a tight game. But I'm going to back a West Brom 2-1 win for West Brom. And they'll get their form back on the road and start winning some games because they don't have to find back of the net at this rate. Moving on to Bournemouth versus Hull City. Bournemouth second, Hull City 19th. So two teams at the other end of the table. It's going to be a fascinating fixture. Can Bournemouth thrash Fulham? We thought they would thrash Luton. They didn't. They lost to Luton. But can they beat Hull City? That's the question. At home at Vitality Stadium. I reckon they'll win for Bournemouth 2-0. Bournemouth just have enough in the tank. And yeah. It's just so good that no games have been cancelled this weekend, even in the Prem and, touch wood. But no games have been cancelled in the Prem or the Championship. That's brilliant. Moving on to the Birmingham versus Barnsley. That's not going to be an El Clasico today, is there? What is this? This is an absolute turd burger. What is this game? Oh, God. Two teams who just don't know how to win games. I'm going to back Birmingham. Barnsley just don't know how to win. They didn't even have to. They beat Barrow 5-4, but that's Barrow. You should be beating 2-3-0, not making it go to extra time. It's embarrassing for Barnsley's point of view. They're going down. Even Derby have caught up to them. And they've had a -21 deduction. I don't know what's going on with Barnsley. From such a high to a low, I know they lost their manager and lost one of their best players in Woodrow. Should be doing better, shouldn't you? Birmingham City 1, Barnsley 0. I don't think Birmingham will even comfortably win this game. You should be beating Barnsley by more, but I don't see Birmingham doing it. Moving on to the last game, and that is Blackburn Rovers versus Middlesbrough. I'm blessed that Stoke City have Fulham and Middlesbrough have Blackburn. I'm just praying that Reading can do something against Huddersfield. But I'm going to go with a Blackburn Rovers. I swear they lost to Hull City 2-0. I just need to make sure I've got my facts right. They did. They just lost to Hull City 2-0. I'm going to go 2-0 Blackburn. Come on, the Blackburn. Let's just try and beat the Middlesbrough. But yeah, it's going to be a fascinating game week, isn't it? And yes, it's going to be just, Cove, we've got QPR. Let's hope we can beat them. But one of the games that stand out to me is that Stoke City for them. Two teams, and Coventry QPR. That's a good game as well. Like two teams who are like around each other in the table, clashing up. Same with Blackburn, Middlesbrough as well. It's gonna be mad. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit notification bell, and wait for the previews. It's gonna be mental. Peace out.